another edition of the Are We Not Men show. It's your boy P. Your man B. I got my man P with me. What's going on, brother? How you doing today?
Oh man, I can't complain. How about yourself?
Man, same old, same. What they say? What? Same shit, different roll of toilet paper, man. You know how it go.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
but man, today, man, we got a show for you, man. This one a little different, man, because it's on some way far out type shit. But every so often on the internet, you see like some subject matter that you really you see it, but you really don't believe that it's something that people are kind of bring to the people's attention. So you don't really pay no attention, but then you see it again, and then you see that it started to build steam, and you're like, wait a minute, they got some type of agenda going on. And this week, for the last couple months, really, you starting to see people talk about making pedophilia a sexual orientation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a while ago, they had like some dude in like Virginia or something. He was like he was running for some political position, and he said he was like the first person I saw talking like pedophilia was cool or something. Then you start seeing all these other like pop-up ads and stuff talking about how you got scholars talking about trying to make pedophilia a sexual orientation. Man, when I first thought of it, when I first saw it, I didn't really think anything of it, but the more I see it, I'm like, wow, they really starting to make a push for this. Man, have you seen some of that stuff on your end?
Yeah, I saw something that you sent me. I ain't really paying it too much mind, man, because it don't make a whole lot of sense.
It don't, man. But you see that it's starting to come around more often. So now it's on that like it's kind of like that "Make America Great for Pedophiles" type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you looking up and it's like these scholars are really saying that now that pedophilia should be labeled a sexual orientation. Like, you, instead of you being gay or bi or trans, I like kids and I should be able to like kids.
Sexual dysfunction.
Yeah, from that level you could say, yeah, it is a sexual dysfunction, but I think at the same time, if you ain't got people that's actually been molested by a pedophile claiming that is a sexual orientation, then y'all need to go ahead and cut that out, man, because you know what I'm saying, that's kind of crazy. I mean, that's something you don't really understand, and I understand that you have as a scholar or a doctor or psychiatric or psychologist, you gotta try to find work or create work, but I don't think you do it around that, because that's just something, it done destroyed too many lives out here. You know what I'm saying? If it's a person, if you ain't really ever been touched, then I don't think you should speak up for anybody that has touched somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the same thing as you saying. But in my opinion, what this leads to is you saying that, okay, if you speak against somebody that like to touch kids, that you could lose your job. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you say something against a homosexual person or a transgender person, I mean, that's discrimination. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we allow people to say pedophilia is a sexual orientation, that you're opening up the floodgates to that. If you say anything discriminatory, you could lose your livelihood because of that. So, man, what say you, my brother?
I don't want to discriminate against them. You know, they need to be in jail. You touch a child that's underage, you go to jail. You don't get a orientation named after you or whatever that is. It just don't even make sense. It's kind of a dumb topic to me because it doesn't make sense. Like, how can you take something that's a crime and try to justify, yeah, okay, those people are guilty. I agree with that 100%. But they still breaking the law. How do you justify that? And I think it's just a silly topic. It all goes back to the fact that this new age that we got now, everybody's coming out the woodworks, man. The president of the United States make it okay to do anything, to say anything. And it's just messed up. It's the state of our country right now.
It really is, man, because when you think about it, like, if you open up this type of stuff, saying that, okay, pedophilia is a sexual orientation, will this even affect like the sentencing laws as far as for people that's really out here touching people? Like, will they start having more lenient sentences because now we have determined this to be a sexual orientation. And that's my only thing. Like, I don't really care. Honestly, I'm almost like, just let, if y'all gonna say, okay, it's a sexual orientation, then I think you have to let everybody in the workplace know. I think you ought to put it on applications before. So at least when you apply for a job, we all know that, hey, this person like kids. And it just be like the registry, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you say, okay, you a person that's attracted to kids, then everybody in the workplace got to know. Okay, so you automatically get put on blast as far as I'm concerned, because we live in a world where there's no more shame in nothing. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a time where you could shame a person, and to being a decent human being, you can't do it no more, man. There's no more shame, bro.
Nah, they ain't gonna let you shame nobody, bro.
And that's the problem, man. We got too much. We just accept anything. I mean, because when you talk about like that type of stuff, man, will mess people up. So I think this is just my opinion. If you're gonna do that type of thing, you have to have some type of checks and balance. Like, it can't just be, okay, I like children. Like, yes, people need to know you like children, so I don't bring my children around you, because at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, is it okay if
you admit to liking children in a sexual manner,
right?
You need therapy. That's it. Is it jail or therapy?
But see,
no nothing else to it, because that's ridiculous, y'all. That's a child. Somebody's incapable of taking care of themselves according to the law.
Right.
So the whole fact of them trying to turn it into something else, that's a mess, man.
It is, man.
You admit to liking kids in a sexual way, you need to go to jail, or you need to go.
Or you get put down. I think it's really gonna have to be a movement like, if you touch my kid, I'm putting you down.
For sure, because if you're gonna allow that, then all bets are off.
It's all, hey, for sure.
I'm cut your nuts off.
Yes, and I'm putting you down. I'm just telling you that right now, because that's one of them. But you need help. But you know what I've learned is that some shit you can't fix. I think people are born, like, just like you got natural born killers, you got people that say they're naturally born gay. I think you got natural born pedophiles. I think you got natural born rapists. I mean, there's just some people that are naturally born to do certain things, and there's nothing you gonna do to fix them. Now, if you was happen to be touched and you end up touching another kid, now you may be able to fix that, but most of the time you are what you are. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, this shit was so mind-boggling when I saw it, because now you starting to see it pick up real steam. Like, like we saying, you just see some things and you just be like, man, this is a joke. This can't be serious. But nowadays, anything could be serious nowadays. I mean, you talk about, for you to say that we trying to justify pedophilia, even if it's not on a criminal level, it's still the fact that you even, because that's one of those taboo topics when you talk. I mean, when you think about it, like, nobody, that's an uncomfortable topic with anybody, and even to try to make that sort of comfortable, or even from a scholar, or just from a medical level, it's still just an uncomfortable topic to talk about, because if you touch kids, you need to be put down and put away. You know what I'm saying? If you can admit to it, then you have to let everybody know that you like touching kids, or you into that type of shit. Because I don't know what I'd do if somebody touched my kids. I mean, for real, that's one of those I don't even like to think about it, because I really don't know what I would do in that situation. So for me to, even if you was to admit that you like kids, I think you really gotta, you open yourself up to violence in a real way. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody says, if you openly admit that type of shit, I think you open yourself up to either get shot, stabbed, or killed, or knuckled down. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen one way or the other. But man, but it just goes back to show you that, like, at the end of the day, that we live in a new world. It's a new frontier that we live in, and that anything is possible. I mean, like just when you think it's just some stuff we not gonna do, we show you that we ain't afraid to take it there. You know what I'm saying? And that's real, cause you just be like, shit, this shit is off the meat rack, man. I mean, matter of fact, you know, you personally know anybody that's been touched?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and people don't realize how.
I worked in special education, so I met a lot of people that have been molested.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of people that's been molested. I mean, a lot. Like, I ain't really know. Like, you start talking to people, and a lot of people are open to talk about it when you really think about it. Like,
man, the world's so sick, man, they'll pay for it. You know, like they locked the lady up last week that was trying to sell her, what was it, a 2-year-old daughter for sex and for drugs, trying to trade the 2-year-old daughter for $2,000 for drugs and shit.
And somebody was gonna take her.
For sure, they had a buyer. They had somebody else last week who they locked up when they found out that the baby had sexually transmitted disease and drugs in the system, like a baby, like you drug a baby and fuck a baby and shit. Like, who does that?
Yeah, man, that's that shit that make you mad, right?
Somebody that can't defend themselves is awful, man.
It is, man. It is. So that make you feel some type of way towards the people that really trying to promote this type of ideal when you think about it, because when you really, like, when you think about stories like that and you see how this world revolves and how innocent children are being taken advantage of, and we just kind of, it just make you wonder, like, that shit deflating, dog. You know what I'm saying? It really is, because it's just like some shit you just see, man. I'm like, damn, B, I don't know what's the, how do we fix this type of shit, P?
This type of stuff can't be fixed, man. The world is moving in this direction. There's so much media and attention. There's so much going on that it's hard. You know, you got these movements coming and they sweep through, and the people don't want to stand their ground. They say, well, it's easiest to let them have their way. And that's what goes on. They figure, why fight this battle, this publicity? We don't want to lose money. So let's let the people have their way. Some stuff is wrong, though, man. Wrong is wrong, regardless of who's saying it.
Right.
The sad part about it is this country is in such a state of disarray to where we don't even understand what's going on, what we're approving. You know, when you approve a president like Donald Trump, you approve a lot of things. You're saying that a lot of things are all right. You know, he took the chick and what he do? He tried to pay her off about the affair he was having with his wife. This is before he was even elected. Right. You know, he's separating these families at the border. It's one thing after that. He's starting a trade war. He's a billionaire. How can he start a trade war? What about the people that don't have any money and their livelihood is invested in these things that he's doing? Right. But when you approve that type of guy to lead the free world, then you open up yourself
to this type of shit. Yeah, to this type of stuff right here. I mean, you know what I mean? Because you already got, like, people already understand that it's a black market for this type of stuff. You know, you got a lot of this stuff that happens in people's families. You know, it exists, and everybody knows it exists. But to even try to justify it in any type of manner is because next thing you know, you're gonna mess around and have thing pox and shit for this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And now we just in a lawless land. Like, you would think with all the laws that we put down in the books every day, it seems like we becoming more lawless by the day. And it's just sad, because with all the education and everything that we got going on in this country, you just think that we would be just not as accepting of all this stuff, man. I mean, I understand it is an influence by the 45, but it's just like, man, what do we as people, what happened to, like, just being, like, frontline soldiers? What happened to code? You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's nobody to galvanize the people. Everybody's scared.
Yeah, that's true, man. We don't have any more leaders, bro.
There are no leaders. Nobody's leading.
No leaders, man. I mean, we just,
and if they are leading, we don't really know who they are.
Right.
Like, who was the head of the Black Lives Movement? You know, who is it?
You You've never
I
seen
heard
it.
they were going to march. Yeah, they were going to march from New York to D.C.
Yeah.
You saw that? It's a
Yeah.
long march.
But we see all this BS, man. I was just like, man, we really gotta do better, man. It just goes to show you, man, people ain't shit, B. We say it every week, man, but it's really starting to resonate about what you just be like, wow, this, because right when you think, okay, it's a little bit of sunlight at the end of the road, nah,
I
not
haven't
at
seen
all.
any sunlight in a while going from the end of the road, man.
Man, you gotta stop
It's
being
like,
so pessimistic, man. You know
It's
what I'm
real,
saying?
man.
It is real, but man,
It's a TV show, right?
yeah.
Coming on Showtime these days. It's called This Is America, or We Are America, something like that. And the dude was going around to small towns all across the whole country and exposing these racists and these people with these whack beliefs. It's crazy. Check it out one day and see how insane the American people are. I mean, these are the people that are your neighbors. These are the people that are your co-workers. And you don't even know what they're thinking. But now that we had this situation going on in this country, man, it's coming out. It's coming out.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny you say that, because you know what? On a weird level, I'd rather deal with a racist than a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about the lesser of two evils, you know what I mean? You like, okay, would I rather deal with you calling me the N-word, or would I rather deal with somebody that's out here touching children? Yeah, be racist towards me every day, but leave the kids out of it. You know what I'm saying? And that,
leave the kids out of it and leave me out of it too. You know what I'm saying?
man, but I'm a grown man, and at the end of the day, I'm a grown dude, so I could defend myself if it come down to it. But when you out here, and plus we already, like we say, we know all this stuff exists. But at the end of the day, I'd rather you, if you gonna come at me, come at me. Don't touch the kids. Leave the kids alone.
Don't come at me at all, man. Leave the fuck alone. Leave the kids alone.
But
mind your business. Go somewhere and mind your business. You know what I'm saying? You want to just go to the corner countries where you can buy yourself a kid and do all the shit you want to do.
Nah, man, leave the kids alone, bro. Cause just leave the kids alone, cause that destroys people's lives for real. Like, you calling me a nigga is not going to destroy my life. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but you keeping me from getting a job because you think I'm a nigga is going to destroy my life.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? You looking at it on a surface level. What about the deeper racists?
Yeah,
Racists that you don't even know is racist, but they just making sure that you can't never come up.
But it's really, when you talk about that on a level, it's just like, and that's why I can kind of understand what you, like, when they say, okay, if you want to make pedophilia a sexual orientation, then yes, it needs to be put out there, because racism is one of those things we know exists, but ain't nobody gonna ever admit to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, unless you just really about it. Most people say nobody really admits to being racist. We just see racist things all the time. You know what I'm saying? And if you was bold enough to you have those that are bold enough to admit that they are racist. Now, do you think people are bold enough to admit that they are pedophiles?
Well, obviously, if they got a movement trying to make an orientation.
Right. So it's just, man, I don't know, P, man. I think we gonna have to start a consulting firm or something, brother, and get stuff right back on track, cause we going in deeper and deeper. Do you ever think about leaving the country sometimes?
I think about leaving the planet sometimes, man. I tell you, when they start signing up people to go to Mars, I'm the first thing smoking, dog. I keep trying to tell you that. I don't want to be here.
Oh, man.
Ain't nothing going on here, man. It's too ridiculous here. And they want to let you live. It's ridiculous.
But brother,
it's ridiculous.
There's no oxygen in space, man.
Somewhere and help start something new, man.
There's still gonna be racists and pedophiles out there too, man.
Yeah, but we can at least you be on the ground level and you can work on race relations. If it's 50 of us going to start something, at least I can get to know you and maybe let you know I'm just a human being, dog. My skin is darker than yours. I got more melanin than you. I was raised in a different place than you, so we don't see things eye to eye. I'm still a human being. I bleed blood just like you do. I get hurt feelings just like you do. And maybe if they were to get us together in a place where it wasn't as much outside influence and stigma, maybe we can change some of these races and help them understand that we're just human beings. But here on this earth, we'll never have that opportunity because you'll never be able to reach all of the people. You can't go to every town in racist Wisconsin or wherever the place is and let them meet you and know that you're just a human being. Because all they see is what they see on TV, what
Right.
the media shows them, and whatever else they can see. You know, you see these dumbasses with tattoos all over their face, man. I'm talking about all over their face. What if you think white man in Wisconsin has got a farm is thinking about that? And I'm not saying you don't have the right to put tattoos on your face. It's America. Do that if you want. But at the same time, all you're doing is helping lend to this stereotype that these wild people already got.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, man. That's I don't know, man. But let me ask you, if they send 50 of y'all to Mars, how many you think would be percentage-wise? How many you think would be racist?
Depending on how they do the criteria for screening the people going to Mars.
Okay.
That's what is going to make the difference. Who are these people that you're getting?
Yeah,
I like to think that the people that's picking have some type of criteria for what they want the people to be in this new civilization. So
Right.
I'm hoping that there's no racists. But, you know, you pick 50 people, it's a good chance that you can pick 50 non-racists, but at the same time, if you don't have the right criteria in order, then you're going to get what you get.
And how many you think gonna be pedophiles?
Man, I'm hoping none of them pedophiles, to tell you the truth. I'm hoping that they got a strict criteria. Keep the pedophiles on Mars, baby. We trying to go to Mars pedophile free.
Man, brother, hey, man, you had that Mars shit you be talking about, man. You know how long it's gonna take to get to Mars? You're gonna have to freeze you 10 times over before you get to Mars, brother.
Well,
Man.
wake me up when we get there.
All right, man. I'm telling you, you got to get there first. There's all kinds of shit floating around in the atmosphere, man.
I tell you, if I'm asleep, I won't know nothing about it.
Hey, well, I guess that's the best way to be asleep when that damn rocket explode on you.
How about it?
But man, hey, I would hate to have to lose you like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'll be a martyr, man. I'll be a freedom fighter. My name will go down and
Man, your work need to be done. You need to be on the ground working, man, not out in outer space. Outer space ain't doing nothing for us, man. We need to be on. You need to be a foot soldier, man. Stop all that.
At some point in time, it's got to do something for us, man. We got to get off this rock. Get off this rock, man. So much stuff out help. The universe is too vast. We got to get off
Yeah,
this
that's true. That is true. That's true. All right.
Listen out on something, man.
Yeah, man. But man, hey, man, I appreciate you again, my brother, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Hey, just before we go, man, yeah, check out our other episodes. We got a YouTube channel, Are We Not Men? ? YouTube channel, Are We Not Men? ? So until the next time we see y'all, peace.